Good, good.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another Landed for Success interview. My name is Anil with the GOYA Mentorship Show, and today we have the privilege of having one of our very special VIP members, Mr. Chauhan out of Toronto. He's going to share with you today why he's part of Landed for Success, what value he can bring you as a member with you reaching out to him. And you're going to learn some stuff about Mr. Jay Chauhan today. And I encourage you to take the time to go into the membership directory and reach out to him and get to know him better. So welcome to our interview today, Jay. And
Yes, no, thank you, Anil, for the introduction. I'm very pleased to be here. And I'm also very pleased to be a member of the Landed for Success. So I am one of the early members. I think Gordon and J. Jack Huntlin had indicated that if you become a member in the beginning, your membership lasts forever. So I'm one of the members who will be there forever.
Okay.
And I'm a very good friend of Terence Lushington, who has been a speaker in the group. And I have been to a number of meetings. So I think in terms of giving Anil my background, I'm of Indian origin, and based on the history of British Empire, landed up in Tanzania, where I was born. And there were no universities to study law. So at the tender age of 17, I left the country to go to England, where I became a barrister.
Very good.
But England at that time, post-war period, in the late 50s, it was not possible for the British to understand that people of Indian origin could also be good barristers and solicitors and legal people, because it's a different language. And there's a long history of the development of the law in England, and it was not possible. So I left the country via Germany, but I also did economics in London, England. And then I went to my master's degree in Berlin University in Germany. Firstly, I learned German in Münster University, and then went to Berlin, where I did my development economics, and I fully graduated from there. And there I got the visa to come to Canada, because in 1967, Tanzania decided that they would nationalize all the properties and also basically take the property that was essentially built by Indian people who developed East African countries. And then I had to redo my examinations like Canada expects you to do. And I went back to university, although I had a teaching position in economics at the Gulf University, but I decided I would do law. So I went back to university and studied 3 years, article in a town called Richmond Hill, where I am right now. And then I made a very successful career as a lawyer. And I also became a deputy judge in this town. And when I did succeed in my practice and also my position as a judge for nearly 24 years, then I decided that I should record my I wouldn't say memoirs, but my story, which I did in a novel called Love in the Empire, because my life has been affected by where they dominated about 60 different countries and put their legal system over there and gave me the chance to connect with the Western world. And that's the reason I'm here. So I've lived all my life in Richmond Hill, but in the course of my studies in Europe at a younger age, I ended up marrying an English woman. So I had to break all the traditions of the Indian family, where this expectation is that you marry your own type of a person, religion, country, nationality, color, etc. But I did not. It was a very adventurous step to take. And my challenge in my life was trying to balance understanding another culture of an English woman and their way of living, and also trying to combine that ambition to have a stable family along with trying to make a career was not an easy task. But I succeeded in both the challenges. My wife died about 2 years ago, and I had a very stable marriage, two children. I put them through university, both in Canada, and because the mother was English, in England as well. And so I am now reflected on what I can do next in my life. So I'm going a lot more in my economics direction of the career, where I think the image of the lander for success fitted the image quite well. Because there, I think the intention of Gordon and Jay is to create a community where you do business, meet people, and inspire each other. So I do a lot of inspirational type of articles. I have quite a few articles in both uh, Facebook and also in LinkedIn. I write a lot of articles, essentially trying to inspire the people to achieve something, especially in a country which is adopted by them for living. And we have the opportunity in this country, in Canada, to do different things and think, because one of the most educated countries, very prosperous, and we have many more opportunities. And I use them to create ideas, institutions, and even activities that foster support to other people. One of the things that I achieved successfully also is to use my legal ability to launch many other lawyers, because the law school does not teach you how to do marketing. And I did succeed in launching roughly 32 students, some of them from high school to then later in practice, and then, of course, how to practice different areas of law. And I still do teaching, and I've taught and lectured in many countries, including universities in other countries, especially in common law countries like India, West Indies, also in the bar associations of various countries as well. Like, for example, in Bermuda, I have done a lecture which was acknowledged as a lecture for the continuing professional development for their jurisdiction as well. So now what do I do now? I do a lot of charitable law. I also do a lot of charitable organizations and support them. But most importantly, I support people who want to work with me in a mentorship kind of an arrangement. So I don't limit myself only to the law, but also mentor other people in a broader perspective of life, including how to launch business, they're looking for a job, how to create a job for yourself, and so on. I did a lecture for Arif Virani, who's currently the Attorney General, in his constituency, where I did the purpose of explaining to women that the women were now moving ahead and trying to be entrepreneurs, and how can they do that particular activity when the society begins to acknowledge their equality. So minorities and also women in particular, I give an extra amount of support to them because they need the support to lift themselves up, to feel equal and accomplished in the society. So my current thing is to not only give the technical or mentorship arrangement, but also inspire them to excel in the country as well. I do this in the law and also in other endeavors. So we have a group which we created with Terence Lushington, where we supported the people also in terms of what they want to achieve in their business endeavors as well and provide their services. So that's my background and history and my interest in Lander for Success. What can I do for members of Lander for Success? Any member of the Lander for Success, I welcome them. They can help me do my things like marketing the book, or I can do talks, lectures, mentorship, or any other sales activity through the type of interviews that we're doing right now, right? So we can do marketing and other support to the people to identify what they can do productively and earn income doing that kind of marketing approach of their goods and services. So that's what I do.
Okay. Well, thank you, Jay, for sharing that. Wow, you have quite a story. And world traveler, educator, leader in law. You've helped 32 people become successful as lawyers and solicitors. So you've definitely contributed to society on the planet. My condolences to you for your wife passing. I'm sure she was a wonderful lady, and I'm happy to hear your family has been also prosperous and successful. And I can tell from how you're speaking, Jay, that you love giving of yourself. I can tell you're very sincere and genuine, and you really want to benefit the Landed for Success community by being a VIP member. So you're one of the original founders of the entire Landed for Success community, being a member. So I'm really honored, and I feel it's a privilege to speak to you today and to learn from you. And I'm really in awe because I'm listening to you, and I'm thinking, wow, there's so much more I can do for myself in my life because you've lived a full and prosperous and enjoyable life. I can tell from what you're sharing. So the final question I have for you, Jay, if you were to have a conversation with a Landed for Success member right now, and I know you touched on it, what would be your words of wisdom, or what would you encourage them to do being a VIP member in the group when it comes to the events and things like NIF.ca and the fashion show and speaking engagements? What would you encourage them to do being a VIP member?
Well, I would encourage them very much to not only do and succeed in their own business, but keep the eyes open in supporting other members of the group. And one of the activities that I'm doing right now is an example of that one, actually, that I didn't just finish writing a book, which is a 400-page book with a lot of history in it, explaining my story as well. But also, yesterday I met somebody who was one of my clients, now a multimillionaire, and he's going to also bring back another client who also became very prosperous with a multi-million-dollar kind of situation where he built a lot of condos, and we're going to come together to create a movie out of it, which will be inspirational. And there are members in our group in the Land for Success who are also movie makers. And I've created a movie group now. And what I would encourage members to do is to reach out and be able to talk. And I think Gordon and Jay have done a very good job in terms of reaching out to people and encouraging members to talk to each other and support each other. So I'm looking for support of anything anybody wants to do, especially if you want to make a movie or play a role in it, be an advisor, director, scriptwriter, do music, whatever, so that we can join an effort to show to other people what we can do. And I do encourage that to the founding members, and especially Gordon and Jayakanthan, to let them know that anytime they need me to do something, I'll be happy to speak or do work with them. If there's a book section, and where if the people want to publish their books, we have all the wherewithal that I developed also in this brochure that I showed to you, where we can even help a person write a book, we can help a person publish a book, or even market the book. So these are the things that I think Jayakanthan and Gordon have not reached out. I gave Gordon some years ago my novel, and I did suggest to them there's a section, but they have not reached out to me. But I would encourage them that if they want me to work in that department, I would be very happy to assist.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you for being who you are, and thank you for being such a generous, giving, serving soul to mankind and humanity. And so we're very blessed and privileged to have you as part of the VIP membership for Landed for Success. So I want to encourage you watching this interview right now to take up Mr. Jay Chauhan's invitation to reach out to him. Obviously, he's got a wealth of information. I mean, I'm listening to him and I'm thinking about my dad. And because you're like a father figure, Jay, and I can definitely tell you are such a generous, giving person. Because let's be honest, there are people that are at your age and stage in life right now who are grumpy, miserable, negative. They don't care about helping other people. So I really respect and admire you for who you are and the stand you're taking right now at your stage of your journey to keep on giving and to being a positive impact on society. So again, it's an honor and a privilege to meet you and have a conversation with you today. This is our first time, and I'm so happy I did this interview. So I want to encourage you watching this interview to please go to the VIP membership in Landed for Success, reach out to Mr. Jay Chauhan, have a conversation with him, share with him your goals and aspirations and your dreams with your business. And I'm sure he can direct you in the right direction and help you level up with what's missing or what's not working. Maybe you're stuck. Maybe you need a push. Maybe you need a breakthrough in performance. Maybe you need assistance. It's possible you may need an introduction to a key person so that you can continue to move forward. So I want to thank you today, Jay, for taking the time to do this interview. I want to thank you for watching this interview, and I want to wish you a wonderful week and lots of success being a VIP member in Landed for Success. Have a wonderful day. Thank
Thank
you,
you
Jay.
so much, Anil.
You're
Pleasure.
welcome. You're welcome.